can I begin by saying how much I welcome the agreement that's been signed today between the three opposition party leaders and President Yanukovych. As you know, I've travelled 3 times in the last 2 months to Kiev, and this week, as I was engaged with the Iran talks, the purpose immediately must be to see an end to violence. We have been very shocked by the amount of violence has been, especially in recent days. And I called an emergency Foreign Affairs Council yesterday in Brussels to bring ministers together. We were in touch throughout the day with the 3 foreign ministers who were in Kiev on the ground, and we took our decisions to provide the framework to take further action with sanctions. Obviously, we're now looking at events as they unfold today. Implementation is going to be key and very challenging, and in everything that we now do, we need to support the Ukrainian people to implement this agreement. It's a Ukrainian agreement and it should be implemented by them, and we will support them in doing that. As for the EU, well, we've spent many years negotiating the agreement with Ukraine. It was initialled and ready to sign, and my visit in November was to talk to President Yanukovych, which I did for many hours, about the detail of the economic challenges that they face in Ukraine, because that was the reason that he felt unsure about moving forward. We can answer all of those. We've been talking about economic packages, short, medium and long term. I've been talking, as you know, with institutions like the IMF, the European Investment Bank, the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, all of whom are engaged in Ukraine. And also the recognition, as in so many other places, that political stability and economic stability go hand in hand. So the offer, if you like, the agreement that we've reached is a good one. We would like the country to go forward. President Yanukovych told me many times that's what he'd like to see as well, and I hope that that's what will happen. I think it's very important that the elections take place in proper time. That, you know, the process of getting the elections done well is not necessarily something that's done in weeks. And what we've been saying to the government and to the opposition parties and to civil society is you need to do this properly, and therefore the timetable needs to reflect that. Presidential elections are due early next year, parliamentary elections later. I think they're talking about now doing them by the end of the year, which is bringing them forward. But it's so important that the process is done well and done properly. And so my argument would be, yes, we want to see the elections happen and people need to have confidence they will happen, but they also need to happen in good time, properly, free and fair.